right, welcome back, and we're still with Ajahn Pitch, and we're going to address topic California Not So Wow. This is about the California Wow that has the fitness club or fitness center that is in the news again. California Wow was actually sued by one of its creditors, a bank, and it's gone into receivership, or is about to go into receivership. And what's happened now, we had a lot of the members actually now coming forward to complain to the Consumer Protection Board and so on and so forth about the practices that they encountered when they were with California Wow salespeople and so on. Jay, you had experience with California
I'll give
Wow.
you some more information about California. They've been in Thailand for approximately 8 years now. I think they opened to great fanfare back in the day. They had big opening parties, nice, bright, state-of-the-art facilities.
Yeah, a lot of kind of celebrity.
A lot of celebrity endorsement. Even myself, I was invited to be involved in some kind of training program about 7 or 8 years ago. They gave me, a month or 2 months of free training and free fitness training with an instructor, which was, I have to say, was absolutely excellent. I quite enjoyed the facilities there for a short period of time. But as with any gym membership, it's a few months of training, and think, oh, this is really hard work, and you kind of fall away. But I was one of the fortunate ones to get it for free. But they opened up many centers. I think if you take a tour around town now, typically the centers are attached to a major Cineplex complex. I think.
Yeah, there's one in Ekamai.
There's one in Ekamai. There's one probably in Ratchayotin. There was one on the corner of Sukhumvit 23, which was in another tower.
in the city centers.
They're in Siam Paragon. I think
buildings,
out of 8 centers, Siam Paragon is the only one
that's still
left
operating.
The rest have been closed by the bank. But they've been operating. This story has been in the news for at least a year now, that they're operating on great debt. So it was only a matter of time before the clock wound down on them.
Yeah, but the situation is very tricky, right? Because they're still operating, but only one center, right? Yes. But the way they kind of like aggressively get their membership.
I mean there's a story of a lady who calls herself Kuntik. She became a member of the Pink Cloud branch just 2 days before it closed, and she lost over 28,000 baht.
For 2 days.
So clearly
she was conned. The guy who was selling it probably knew it was going to close in 2 days, right? I mean, they probably know.
I mean,
if she followed the news,
she followed the news, or if the news was, if this story was being reported in the Thai press that these guys are, they owe however many hundreds of millions to the bank. It can't go on like that.
There's also another side to the story. The employees, 1,000 employees are complaining. So employees of California Wow, they did not get their salary, they did not get their benefits. They're also suing the company through the labor department, right? So basically, not only did the consumers get cheated, so to speak, the employees were also cheated. So this is really, in my opinion, really bad management. Really bad management, and you have only one person to blame here, right? Which is the management, I guess.
Yeah, and the other aspect that we should think about is that, well, this is not just about the issue of business fraud. Right? It's actually the issue that we should pay attention more into the issue of like leisure facility of the city. Right. Because this is like, you get into this kind of aggressive marketing because you don't have the facility at your office, at your house, at your community at all, right? That's why you believe that, well, this is not that expensive at all to get into the service, right? Or even you get it for free.
Well,
right?
I mean, a typical California Wow or another brand of fitness center, if you get an annual membership, it's going to cost you between 25 and 35,000 baht a year just for a basic membership, and that's a lot of money. I mean, that's for some people that's several months' salary. But I mean, it's easier to get into that because of the aggressive sales techniques, which you experience, and also they always
keep calling me every like 2 or 3 days.
They always find a way.
And they have different type of option. Right? Okay, you pay installment, this is lifetime membership, which is very interesting one.
Yeah, lifetime. Whose lifetime? The club's lifetime, our lifetime, the lifetime of what?
In the news, even though you're gonna have the lifetime, you have to pay for the trainer, you have to pay for lockers. There's extra way that they will charge you anyway.
Right. So maybe you end up paying 2 or 3 times.
Talking about lockers, there was the people were the outlets closed so quickly that some of the members couldn't even get things out of the locker.
I see.
Well, if you've ever been in a California fitness locker room, you know it's not the kind of place to hang around in. It's very tight in there.
Okay, haven't been. I'm glad I was not involved in this. But you know, people joining all these gyms was also part of a trend. There was a big trend to look good, to feel fit, and then you know there was peer pressure. People were joining. Some
there's nothing wrong with going to the gym. And there's nothing wrong with people opening a gym and selling gym memberships. That's a good thing. I mean, anything that promotes a healthier lifestyle has to be a good thing. You know, healthy body is a healthy mind. Okay. But it's the sales techniques, I think, and the behind-the-scenes goings-on. I mean, if these gyms, they must have had several thousand members each of them paying an awful lot of money, paying for extras, as you talk about, trainer fees, locker fees. You can buy food and drink in all these places. Some of them even have spas in now that you have to pay extra for. How on earth do these businesses go out of business? I mean, they're taking in a huge cash turnover every month. What exactly is going on in there? Who's responsible for it? I mean, the banks that
were extending credit.
The banks that are extending credit to these businesses, because they have a duty of care and responsibility to the consumer to investigate business practice as it's ongoing? What do you think, Ajahn?
Yeah.
The banks have to investigate. I don't think it's the duty of the banks to actually investigate a business practice. The bank looks at you have a good cash flow, you've got money, and you've got experience running. So they extend the credit to you.
But California WOW hasn't. I mean, it's been running in the red for many, many months. It's been in the press, like, okay, they've got this amount of debt, the bank is warning them, and this has been going on for months.
My concern is not about the bank, but it's about the whole system of consumer protection.
That's right.
Right, because this is so passive system that you almost have to wait until it closes so that you can start to investigate it.
You have to wait till the horse is bolted.
Yeah,
before you shut the door.
The point is the news always around, the rumors or the skepticism about this issue has been around for a year, right? So the media or this committee should be able to start investigating the case earlier than this, right?
Why didn't they investigate earlier?
Well, maybe that's, who knows. But I mean, I think particularly with businesses and gyms in particular that operate on this business model of aggressive sales techniques, pumping clients for money, locking them into long-term memberships, they have a natural lifespan of 7 or 8 years before everything goes down the plug hole. I think this is not the first time it's happened, particularly in Asia. I think if the Thai media had done a little bit more investigation into it, they would find that this is a sort of a replicating business model that happened somewhere else and then probably moved over here, screwed a whole bunch of Thai people, and has now moved on.
Okay.
Yeah. So. But I mean, if we could just rewind quickly to another topic, a similar topic. I mean, I see plenty of open spaces all around the city, which are walled in, disused properties, derelict land that could be used as parkland, public fitness facilities. I mean, Lumpini Park is great. They do. I mean, and places like Lotus Express, Lotus Tesco car park where they do free aerobics in the evening.
Yeah, but back
why don't we use our public spaces?
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of public space. The idea of this facility has been bureaucratized in the sense that it's closed at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
Yes, that's right.
California WOW is closed at probably midnight. So lifestyle of the people change.
Floodlight it then. Put floodlights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen some of these parks. They had some good equipment there. I used to bring my son cycling in one of the parks. Yeah. But the gates were half open, as though like you're not sure, is it really open or it's not open. It's like the guy was running there doesn't want people to come in because that means more job for him. Yeah. And it closes at 6, right? I mean, who has time to go excise?
Oh, I know a close personal friend of mine took his children cycling in Suan Rot Phai, the park the famous next to Jatujak.
Right.
Okay. And he was cycling in there on a Sunday afternoon, and there's a road within the park that people can
you
drive
can even
through.
rent a bike there.
You can drive in it. And there was a drunk man driving his Toyota
on a Sunday afternoon in a park.
Nearly ran over my friend's child. My friend cornered him at the gate before he could get out, pulled him out of the car. He was blind drunk. And the guards said, "Oh, mai pen lai, nit noi." And then you go, hey, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. And then the guy got in his truck and drove off.
So no wonder so many of these fitness centers can actually succeed here because of all these problems.
Maybe we do need the fitness center.
Maybe we do need an honest fitness center.
Or we need an honest fitness center. Okay, should we move on?
Yeah.
The next
one. The next topic: BTS and MRT. Okay. All right, BTS and MRT fares are going to go down. Apparently, the BTS and MRT will actually start charging people 20 baht now in about 3 years. That's great, you know, it's cheap, it's good. This was, I think, part of the election promise for the current government. 1 year ago, I remember a poster where the Prime Minister actually stood in front of and said MRT 20 baht. So 1 year later, it's still not 20 baht, and it's going to be 3 years later now. What do you think?
The problem now is that not even going down to 20 baht, I paid more.
It's not 20 baht now.
I paid more now because I pay 50 or 55 baht because I live in Lasan area. It's the extension, the 5-station extension. So actually, if you really calculate the distance, right, from Baling to Siam Square, it's actually shorter than from On Nut to Morshit. But if you take On Nut to Morshit, you only pay 35 baht or 40 baht. Because it's on the old deal.
The old track.
Right, the old track. But now I actually pay more.
Well, this is because we have multiple operators.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So it's a bureaucratic screw-up.
Yeah, this is a very daydreamer for me.
Yeah. Daydream, yeah.
But I mean, how much? Okay, Ajahn, how much do you pay to get into work from where you live?
Now?
Yes.
I mean, how much I pay now or how much I want to pay?
How much do you pay now?
I pay, I think 50 baht.
50 baht. And if you wanted to catch a taxi, how much would you pay?
The taxi is more, for sure.
Do you know how much?
The taxi is 120 plus the expressway.
Okay, so at least 3 times more.
Yeah, but the second point from this issue is that I think now people are so obsessed with thinking that the BTS and the MRT will be extended into their place. But I think the good system actually around the world is that, well, having a good infrastructure is one side. The other side you really need is a good planning system.
Yes.
Otherwise, you keep extending the BTS further and further, right, without really rationalize the space, right, so that, well, the poor will believe that one day the BTS will get into their house, and they're gonna buy the space very far away from the city, and the space in the city hasn't been like utilized fully. Right? And then you will see that now there's not really much development in Sukhumvit because people moving away and
well, property prices are too high in Sukhumvit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we should talk about low-income housing as well. We should talk about how to really use the space of probably public space or the space from government office, right? That they own a lot in the city and do public housing there, or like do kind of land sharing. You can have the like 4 floor for commercial use and then low-income housing as well, things like that.
Okay, I'm very sorry, John. We're going to have to wrap this up now for a break. I think what we'll do is we'll come back after the break and we'll continue this topic because it's very interesting. Okay, so thanks for watching. We're going to carry on. We're going to go to break now and we'll be back with a little bit more of the BTS debate and our next topic, which will be face-off. Stay tuned, don't go away.
They can never break your pride.